Check, check, check.
Okay. It's only conscious if you conscious too. The devil working, but the conscious.
Okay, we got action. The live stream is going through. Everything is connected. We got a couple more minutes before we start. So I can actually recap what happened yesterday. So yesterday was the first day of the Real Life Business Builder boot camp. And this was my first time doing something like this. So what I've been doing is I've been helping people one-on-one, and that was going okay. You know, it's going okay. What happens is a lot of things end up being repetitive. So I realized that a lot of people needed the same type of help. So I decided to do a boot camp. Well, first, I decided to do a workshop. So I wanted to do an in-person workshop. And the workshop and the boot camp is a similar material, but it's a different type of concept, because the workshop, I'm actually there and I'm actually helping people do things. So I can get everybody in one room and I can say, listen, you know, a lot of y'all going through the same thing. A lot of y'all need the same type of help. So let me help you. So the boot camp is very similar to the full program that I'm putting together. It's a 90-day program. The program is actually together. So the program is already mapped out. All I have to do is record the lessons and put them up. So I'm gonna get that together in the next few weeks. But I wanted to offer the information in a different type of format, because 90 days is a long-term format, and that's enough time for me to do the work that needed to be done. So my program is not a done for you program, it's a done with you program. And what that means is that the people that come into my program, you have the option of all kinds of learning methods. You can learn it through the courses if that works for you. You can learn it through group coaching if that works for you, but I'm also doing one-on-ones. So the program breaks down into 90 days, which is 12 weeks. So within those 12 weeks, I am giving you time to go through the course. The course it's about 30 lessons right now. So I'm giving you time to go through the course as we get your business together and get you prepared to build your business credit. So a lot of people are pushing the go get $50,000 from the bank, go get $100,000 from the bank, and they're not pushing the basics. I'm getting a lot of text right now, but they're not pushing the basics. There's people asking about the link. So basically, a lot of people skip over the basics. And when you skip over the basics, you're giving people some type of false hope. So you get people that sometimes your credit is good enough to where you can go get these $50,000 loans, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes your business credit is good enough to where you can go and, you know, do stuff without a personal guarantee, and sometimes it's not. Without teaching somebody the actual steps to getting their business together, what a lot of people are doing, I'm not saying everybody, But a lot of people are giving people these false hopes of, you could just go do this, you could just go do that. And then when they go do that, they let down, or they actually go and get these loans. And then when they get these loans, they are on a hook for this amount of money. And when you go get loans, you have to realize that they're loans. You know, some people lucked up with the PPP. I wasn't as blessed. You know, I'm not knocking nobody, but I wasn't as blessed, you know, some people to get the PPP. So when you get these things, they're loans. And when people forget that they're loans, and even with the PPP, a lot of times people were let me make sure everybody got this link, y'all, for today. So a lot of times people, they get you know, caught up in the fact that they're not getting the actual blessing that somebody is telling them, yeah, you can get this, you know, yeah, you can do that. You know what I'm saying? So when you find out that you can't do that, you're depressed, you're down, or you find out that you're stuck with this loan, and once you cannot get the loan, that turns into something else. Because now, hold on, guys, let me copy this invite link and make sure everybody got this. So, man, let me get this together, y'all. We are not starting yet. I just want to make sure everybody got it. So if you're watching this and you are not in the Zoom, okay, Mary, I see you. Thank you for tapping in. So basically, all I'm saying is, a lot of times we're watching the internet and watching these people talk about these different things, and they're skipping a lot of steps, man. Like, it's a lot of steps being skipped. And when these steps are skipped, then you end up in a bad position, because you're looking at a loan. You know, some of these loans are big loans, you know, $50,000, $100,000 or more, and depending on your credit and your business credit, how long you've been in business, how much money you're making, and people aren't giving you no education and giving you no real game about how to go about this. So if anybody hasn't gotten the link, I see you, Jeter. If anybody else hasn't gotten the link, you can just tap in with me. I'm not gonna start recording it. I'm not gonna start doing that. I literally just went live to make sure all of the my guy, boy, what's up? Why?
Short stakes and bad breaks.
Oh man. So yeah, I'm just trying to make sure everybody got the link. It should have went out through the software. One thing about the computers though, bro, ain't nothing guaranteed. So let me make sure everybody got the link. I don't want nobody to feel left out, man. So this was the only way to make sure that the equipment was working, was to go live. So I just went ahead and went live with it. Anybody else want the link? Okay. Get it. Let me see everybody that signed up. Okay, Taisha's joining now. Let me see who else signed up. I just want to get the people that make sure they at least got it. And then we'll get started. Big Mix, what's up?
What's up?
Everything good? I'm just making sure everybody get the link. The old link should have worked too. Basically, I changed the settings so you wouldn't need to do all that login and passwords and all that stuff.
Yeah, it just went right to join.
Yeah, I changed everything once I got back in my Zoom and got my stuff together. So everybody should have got the link. Everybody should have got it.
Right,
did it come to your email? Did it come to your email and your text message?
it went to my text message. Let me check my email.
No, I'm saying not from me, from the software. It didn't go through before I just text you. Nika, turn your you could turn your
Yeah.
So
It's
it went to your email.
my email.
Okay, so the software working good. I mean, one thing about it, like I said, you never want to put too much on the software. Basically, I was reiterating why I came up with the boot camp and why I came up with the workshop. The workshop was first, and I'm charging for the workshop. It's in person. So basically, I came up with the workshop because a lot of people are putting out a lot of information and they're not giving people the basics. So what they're doing with this information is they saying, look, you can go get $100,000. Look, you can go get, X amount of business credit. You can go do such and such. And it's giving people this false hope. So I wanted to start from the ground up. Nika, you can turn your camera off. I just wanted to start from the ground up and make sure that people actually understood what it takes to get to this type of business credit, because everybody's not walking into somewhere and leaving out with $100,000. Everybody's not putting in an application online and leaving out with $100,000. I actually work with 3 funders, and it's still, you still have to have certain qualifications and certain things in place. And I'm gonna cover that tomorrow.
Is it your internet going in and out, or mine going in and out?
Make sure it's probably yours. I'm looking good right now. So yeah, basically, but I got this hooked up through so much stuff, Jeter. So it could be, and it's the first time I tried it with Zoom, like going live with the Zoom. So it could be, I'm just making sure all of this stuff that I'm paying for is working like what I'm paying for it to work like. So it's live on Facebook, it's live on YouTube, it's live on LinkedIn, and it's live on a couple more channels. It might be like 2 or 3 Facebook pages, YouTube, LinkedIn. So I'm trying to make sure that it's streaming to everything. So I make sure all the equipment work. And the next time I do this, I know exactly where I can work it out. But once again, I just wanted to make sure people understood the basics before we get into, you can get $100,000 in funding, you can get this, you can get that. I haven't gotten $100,000 in funding. Some of the things is because I don't need $100,000 in funding right now. Basically, you get funding, you got funding back. And you don't want to be on the hook for something that you're really not ready to use. I am not in a rush to go put myself in debt for something that I don't even have fully a grasp on. Like I said, with even this software, this is something that I set up. I just want to make sure everything that in my system is running right before I run out and go bump my head. So without any further ado, I want to make sure that everybody that's here is, if you wasn't here yesterday, then you can check out the video. I made sure everybody got a copy of the video. If you didn't get a copy of the video, just let me know and I'll make sure you get a copy of the video yesterday. The way these boot camp days are working, you do not have to be at every single boot camp and see everything. It's all self-contained lessons within each day. So it's not like you're coming on today. If you haven't seen yesterday, you don't know what's going on. Yesterday was about the entrepreneurial mind, the entrepreneur mind, and what it takes to be an entrepreneur, the grit, the grind, and it's hard work. And you actually making the sacrifices to be an entrepreneur. You actually making changes to your system if your system not working like I'm doing now, making sure that everything is working the way it's supposed to, from the software that you get these texts and emails, and a lot of these things are automated. All of you guys signed up for the registration. The registration puts you on the list, and the list, I don't email everybody personally. I go to the list, and that particular registration page, I can send you emails. The same thing with the text is everything when you sign up. That's why you sign up with an email and a text. I can send a text to everybody on this list. So this just a part of the system, is more pieces to the system as far as credit repair and business credit building, and actually helping people from Taisha's on here. I'm doing a business plan for her. Other people need other services, and I want to make sure that people get the services they need and not just a bunch of big head information. This is how you get $100,000. Like, yeah, but I need to get there. So eventually I may stop doing these type of things once I'm doing the $100,000 clients, you know what I'm saying, that's already in place to get these $100,000 loans and grants or whatever else. But right now I want to make sure the people that I'm around and people that I'm dealing with understand what it takes to get there. So let's share my screen and we can get to the PowerPoint. So everybody should be able to see this screen. I can't see you guys. So if you have a question, you can just stop me. You can, come on and ask a question, or you can wait to the end. Either way is fine with me. I am not locked into this presentation. I know the information. So if it's a question, I'm more than willing to answer the question. You will not break up my stride or anything like that. Shout out to Shay tuning in on Facebook. That's one of my clients too. So this is the Business Builder Bootcamp. I explained why we got here, but this particular day is about business credibility and branding. A lot of people talk about branding, and a lot of, we don't really understand what branding is. The basics is the logo, as you can see, the real life logo. Shay was one of my clients that started with me maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, something like that. It's been a long time, and I had a different logo before, so I'm going through a rebranding phase. I'm not just changing the logo, I'm changing the colors and different things, and I want to make sure that what I'm doing is consistent with my brand. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you have a legitimate business name. And your business name could be your name. It could be anything that you come up with. We didn't know what Facebook was before Facebook was here. We didn't know what Instagram was before Instagram or Twitter. We know what Amazon is. It's big, and they had their sights on something. But you go through other companies like that, and these companies, you can have Pinterest or YouTube. You just come up with something, and you want to make sure that your name is your name. And the way to do that is to do a quick Google search. So if you do a quick Google search, that's the most likely that something to pop up. And if they're active and they got their SEO in place, you will run across that name. But you can go to namecheck.com for free. So when you go to namecheck.com, you put in a name, you search it, and it'll tell you if the name is taken or not. So no idea is original, technically. So sometimes you think you have an original idea, and you go in there, and your company may be a barbershop. And so in that barbershop, you may have precision cuts, and it may be somebody that has precision cuts, and it's a lawn care service. Them being precision cuts and you being precision cuts doesn't put you in a position of being sued. That's a whole different industry, but you cutting it close. So it's up to you to take on that task, and you can do a full trademark registration search and find out if they have it trademarked. Anything that's trademarked you don't want to use, they will sue you. So if it's trademarked, leave it alone. Now, you can check the state's business website. Ours in Michigan is Laura. You can go on Laura and you do a simple search, and it'll tell you if it's an LLC, a LLC, S Corp, a C Corp, or a DBA with that name. And you look it up, and it's pretty simple. You just search it and it come up. You can search your own business. If you have an LLC, you can go in there and search your own business, and it'll give you your information and tell how old your LLC is and different things about your LLC. You do not want to start promoting your business name until you have your formation paperwork in order. Now, this is very important. When I was starting off as a consultant, I did music consulting. That was in about 2014, 2015, maybe. And I went over a guy's house, and he had a studio in his basement. He had a crew down there with him. And they paid me basically to talk to all of them about royalties and publishing and different things like that. So when I get down to the basement, I realized they had what was it called? Hustle Hard. So the name of the label was Hustle Hard, and they had a logo, and they had a lot of stuff in order for their site, for their label. But the label Hustle Hard is actually already taken. So Mano has Hustle Hard. So I told him, I said, listen, man, Hustle Hard is a great name, but it's already taken. And he said, what, man, we got logos. They had, like, literally, they had backdrops and flyers. It was so much with this Hustle Hard label. And I told him, man, it's already taken. I showed him on my phone. All I did was Google it, Hustle Hard Entertainment, and Mano's popped up. And I was like, look, man, y'all wasted 2-3 years building up a brand that's already somebody else's brand. And just a simple Google search would have led them to do something different. Now you didn't pay for all of this branding material that you can't use. So before you lock in on a name, you have to make sure that you are using a name that's not only relevant to you, but is legally available to you. So now you have your business address. So anybody that's done any type of business consultant with me, you know, I start off with and what's important about that particular order is that you don't have to go back and do things over. Because if you just go and get your LLC and you put it in your home address or you put it in a PO box, then you have to come back and change it. And that's a headache. I just had to change my gifted and talented. That's what I got on gifted and talented. I had to go back and change my gifted and talented EIN number because it was still under my old address. And this was way before I knew business credit or anything like that. And I just had to do it. And it was literally a 4 to 6 week process in changing the EIN address. Now, changing your LLC address is a little easier. It's only like $5 or $10. But you don't want to be in that position. You would rather just get your business address, and you can get that from Anytime Mail, anything like that. And it's Regis. Those are, you know, they get kind of expensive. And these particular virtual address places, they have so many different packages. Do not overspend on these packages. Do not order more services than you need within these packages. So if you are a service business, you do not need for them to pick up big packages every day. So you got people dropping off packages every day. You probably run some other type of business. So don't let them tell you you need to spend $200 a month on this virtual address. The same thing with the other services. So they have services like a receptionist, different things like that. You don't need a receptionist if you're not getting calls all day. Now, if you need a receptionist, then by all means pay for a receptionist, but most of us don't need a receptionist. So within this landscaping, you want to make sure that your address is consistent on everything, because this could hold you back later on as you apply for business credit, different loans, and anything else within your business. Let's go back one. So another important step, of course, is filing for your LLC or your S Corp. Now, a lot of people ask about an S Corp because it's easier for you to get an LLC. It's less paperwork, and it's easier when you're doing your taxes. But a LLC is the best way to separate yourself from your personal liability. Now, I was asked by someone to actually cover the fact of separating yourself from your personal liability, separating your business from your personal liability. So I want to make sure that that's covered in this particular slide. So if you go get a DBA, you have no liability coverage. It does not separate you from your business. A DBA is just an announcement. A DBA is just saying, hi, my name is William Jones, and I'm doing business as Jones Cleaning Service. That's all it does. So William Jones can cash checks as Jones Cleaning Service. William Jones may be able to open up a bank account as Jones Cleaning Service. And okay, so it's breaking up a little bit. Can y'all hear me? If y'all can't hear me, let me know. I just got a text. It says breaking up a little bit. Anybody having problems hearing? Okay. I don't want to go crazy. I want to make sure we locked in. Okay, so let me get back to it. So muted for me, Nika. All right. So now it's important to separate yourself from your business, because if you get sued personally, you don't want your business to be on the hook. And vice versa. If your business gets sued, somebody slipped at your front door of your business and they suing your business, you don't want them to come for your personal things. So that's why it's called an LLC, a limited liability, because the LLC limits your liability as a company. Now, we have to understand when it's time to get an S Corp. Now, a S Corp is not the ideal starting place for you as a solopreneur. Once you hit a certain payment threshold, that threshold is usually around $40,000 to $50,000 in profit. You may need this S Corp because you get different tax benefits as a corporation. So you don't want to be taxed twice. You don't want to be taxed on the income that you're paying yourself. You only get taxed one time when you're dealing with an S Corp. So you want to make sure that if you are reaching that threshold, 40, 50,000, then you want to restructure your business as an S Corp. That's the main difference. It's like a whole lot more to it, but that's the main difference is the tax savings. And it could mean a world of difference once you get into that 40 to 50,000 profit. Like it literally could mean a world of difference. And sometimes that could be the difference between expanding and actually closing down your business. So I'm not a tax preparer. I'm not a tax specialist. You'll have to talk to a tax specialist. But as a business consultant, I'm just giving you the basics difference between the LLC and the S Corp. So now you have your business phone and your fax numbers. So a lot of times I deal with clients and they ask me, can I just use my phone? Can I just do this? Or can I use a Google number? As a business owner, you do not want to use a Google number. It is not a professional number. So your business number separates you from your business. The main point of today is to separate yourself from your business. I don't care what type of business you're in. You want to separate yourself from your business, because once the two profiles start to merge, then you'll start getting denied for things just because it's a mess. Your business line has to be registered with listyourself.net. It's free. It's totally free. It takes 5 minutes. My clients are so confused about these processes because it's so much, but some of these things are free and it literally take like 3 minutes. You go in, put in your basic business information, and they're going to send you a code, call you, and you confirm the code. That's it. And they're going to tell you you'll be on the registry within a week. That's it. 7 business days. I apologize. I think it's 5 to 7 business days. They're going to get you together. It hasn't really taken a week so far with me. So a toll-free number. Now that's up to you, but it gives your business credibility. So I have a toll-free number. I don't hand out the toll-free number everywhere, but the toll-free number is available on my site. And when I put in business applications for business credit and different things that I apply for as a business, I don't put in my personal number or my business number. I put in my toll-free number. And that may be the reason I get approved for different types of business credit and different things. But you want to have that number because it tells the person that you're applying with that I'm a serious business. I have a toll-free number. And then you need a fax number. Nobody is using fax machines. I have an app. I have an app that I use, and that's what for my fax number, for my toll-free number, and my business line. I have 3 different apps. Now, if you want to know those apps, I usually give them to anybody that asks. I'm not holding out on anything. My mail app is Anytime Mailbox. My business line app is sideline.com. My 1-800 number app is freedomvoice.com. And my fax number app is myfax.com. Now, everybody that's on, I could shoot you this. If you are watching this on another platform, because it's streaming to a bunch of platforms, if you're watching this in another platform, put in your email address or DM me your email address. If you got my personal number, you can text me the email address and I'll shoot you those particular sites so you can actually go on there and it'll just be links. You click it and you just go and order it. My business line, I think I paid, they went up on prices since I started. Everything was like $9.99 at first, but everything's went up since I started. So I think my business line may be $12.99 now. And the toll-free number is about the same. The fax number is probably about the same. So that's how you separate yourself as far as your phone numbers and your fax numbers. So then we get into having a good business domain. It's no particular place you can buy your domains from. I use GoDaddy. I've never had a problem with GoDaddy. If I had a problem with GoDaddy, I was able to call, talk to somebody, get it straightened out. So I'm comfortable with GoDaddy. There are cheaper places like cheapdomains.com and different things like that. But I don't know how the customer service work. I don't know how their systems work. I don't know how they services work. So what I do is I go and I get the domain first. I don't even build a website out first. I get the domain. Hey, Tiff. So I get the domain, and then I make sure the domain has my business name in it. Whatever your business name, you can tweak it out a little bit. I just had a client, and BCD Properties was actually already taken as a domain, or they wanted like way too much money. So we shortened it to BCD Props, and the website's good, everything was good. So she did exactly the way I explained it. She got the domain through GoDaddy and the email through GoDaddy. So you'll pay for that per year to get your actual email that's connected to your domain. But I have one email connected to my domain that I pay for, but I have a bunch of shadow emails. And what that is, you don't even know a shadow email when you see it as a consumer, but as a consultant, it's a little easier to understand. I'll try to break it down. So basically, you see these emails and they say info at reallifebusinesssolutions.com, services at reallifebusinesssolutions.com, client at reallifebusinesssolutions.com, JP at reallifebusinesssolutions.com. That probably came to you from the software. So you see all of these domains, all of these email addresses, but they're only connected to that one domain. I only pay for one. So the main email that's connected to is jackpot at reallifebusinesssolutions.com. That's the only one I pay for. Everything else is a shadow domain, which means it's going to jackpot at reallifebusinesssolutions.com. So as a business owner, that's what you want to do, because you want to know where these emails are coming from. So I may run a special and I may say, if you want this, then text this number, and you get an email from a particular email that's connected to my domain. But in order for me to know that our business that we're talking about is about this particular special, I may make a shadow email account that says 3-for-1 special at reallifebusinesssolutions.com. So that's the concept of actually getting these email addresses. Now, your website, it can be a simple one-page site as long as it explains what you do. So when you're applying for business credit, DUNS numbers, and different things that's applying to your business, you want to make sure that a person goes to your website and knows exactly what you do based on your homepage. You can have more website, you can have more pages, but when I look at your homepage, I should be able to say, okay, he's a graphic artist. Okay, she's a hairdresser. I just did eyebrows. Whatever you do, you want to make sure BCD Properties is all kinds of construction and different things on their home improvement. You can go right on there and see what it is. And that's important for SEO too. So your search engine optimization is how people find you. That's a whole nother nerdy type of thing that I get into. But for your website, you want to make sure that there's certain keywords on your website. You want to make sure that certain things are being flagged within your website. So when somebody looks you up or looks up a service that you offer, your website has a better chance of being one of the top 5 to 10 results in that search. So it's all about it. It's all connected. The internet connects everything. And that's why it's called the internet. It's all interconnected. So do not use Gmail accounts as your business email. It sounds good to say, my business at Gmail is great. Like, that's cool. More power to you. But that is not a business email when you are dealing with business people. And you need to make sure that if you're using that, all you use it for is back office things. So I have a Real Life Business Solutions email that's through Gmail, and I only sign up for things with that. I don't apply for any type of business credit or anything with a Gmail account. That's not a business email. It's not a business email. The same way your Gmail Google phone is not a business phone. You can't even hook that up to 411. And you want to make sure that you go through this process the right way. Now, the right structure for your business email, as we said, you want to make sure it's your name at yourbusinessname.com. Whatever your domain is, that's what your business email will look like. If, like I said, mine is jackpot at reallifebusinesssolutions.com. And whatever your name is at your domain, your business name.com. That is it. Like you can shorten your name, KC at, or you can, whatever you put together. Now I actually have another one, Alvin Hill at, yourbusinessname.com. That's when I'm putting in for applications. But usually I'm just using my jackpot at reallifebusinesssolutions.com. So this is the only way a good business email should look. Do not use a Hotmail, a Yahoo, a Gmail, or anything like that. And use that as your business address. You'll start getting denied and don't even know why you're getting denied for things. Another important part of your branding is actually having a business social media account for all major social media platforms. You do not need a social media account for every single thing, but if it's anything that you can use as far as promotion, we need to make sure that we have it, because people are searching and they may only search on Facebook. They may only search on Instagram. They may only search on Twitter. So you at least need to have these accounts and claim your name before somebody else claim your name. Even if you don't use it, I'm not big on Twitter, but I have business accounts on Twitter for Gifted and Talented and for Real Life Business Solutions. So you need to make sure that you at least claim those names. So you need to separate yourself from your business on these sites. So do not use your personal page and use it like your business page, because you can go on your personal page and promote it, because a lot of the people that deal with you early on will be people that you know personally. But if you're on your personal page and you're unbusinesslike, I make it a point not to post too much controversial things on my personal page. But if you're one of them people that crack jokes on everything, you talk about reality TV all day and anything else, where you just sit on your personal page and you crack jokes and you post inappropriate things, that's not where you want to send your business to. You want to make sure you have a business page for people that want to do business with you. You don't have to like social media, but you must respect it. I mean, social media is definitely going to get you more business, and it can definitely cost you business if your social media is not together. So you need to narrow your social media down to 2 or 3 platforms, and these platforms have to work for your industry. So you can't be all places at once. Now, I use a social media planning platform. It's a scheduler, it's everything in it, and it's kind of expensive. But in this platform, I can go on there, I can upload content, and I can schedule it and go about my business. It's kind of expensive. So you can just narrow it down to a couple pieces of social media, a couple different platforms, and focus on that. Is whatever works for you. But keep your personal opinions to yourself unless your brand calls for them. So if you are a hairstylist and you've seen some hair that was toe up from the flow up, that may be okay to post. Listen, y'all, if you don't want to look like this, you can come move. So that may work. I wouldn't do it. It's a bit messy, but it may work. And there's other things you can do that could help you within the social media platform. But if you are a hairdresser, you don't want to go on there dogging your sister. You don't want to be on there dogging your sister and dogging your clients and dogging people because somebody's watching, and you don't want people to be turned off from your social media page. So you have to make sure your business is listed within the proper business directories. So no matter what you're doing, Tiff was on here, Tiff make candles and different scents and things. So you want to make sure that your business, once you get your LLC and all of the other things that was before this, you want to make sure that you are on Google My Business and you on Yelp and you on other, the Better Business Bureau. You need 6 months. Your LLC had to be 6 months old, and it's like they gave me a headache. But you want to make sure that you're on these business lists because you get business. Taisha actually contacted me through Google. I have a few other clients that literally just contacted me through Google because I had my Google profile together. I have reviews on there. I have a couple flyers, some things that let you know, hey, he's a legit business person. Because the more reviews and let's say the Better Business Bureau's tag, different things like that, the more credible your business looks. So people that don't know you personally are a little apprehensive at first, like, I don't know, I've been scammed before. But when they get on your Google My Reviews and different things like that, they can see that people are actually giving you a good review. So that makes people more comfortable, because now they see that, okay, he's not only doing business, he's doing good business. And sometimes you could get a bad review. I haven't received a bad review yet, but I'm not tripping. If I get a bad review, if it holds some weight, I go and rectify the situation, and hopefully they can come back and say, well, we got this figured out. In business, things happen. In life, you can't be perfect. In business, you're definitely not going to be perfect. And hopefully people deal with you before they run to Google My Business or the Better Business Bureau or anything like that. And they actually, give you a chance to rectify the situation. But sometimes things happen. Don't hold your head. If you try to fix it, just respond. Look, we tried to work this out. Hopefully we can work it out in the future or something, and let people know that you actually care about the reviews, even though it was a bad one. Now, a big step is applying for your DUNS number. If you have a business and no DUNS number, it's like you personally not having a social security number. So it's hard to build business credit up without this DUNS number. This DUNS number is literally your business's social security number. I don't care what they say about the EIN, it helps. Yeah, that's cool. But a lot of these places are looking for this DUNS number, and they're going to keep up with everything that you do with your business and the credit that your business actually builds. So before applying to any of these different tier ones and different credit cards and all of that, you need to make sure that they actually report to DMB and that they report to the other business credit bureaus, because you don't want to be they giving you a line of credit, you using it thinking that you're building business credit and you're not. I had that a couple of times in me building my business credit, to where I've used somebody and like, hold on, man, you're not reporting. Oh, we don't report to these. We only report to this. Man, it's not even a major business credit bureau. So I'm just wasting money. I mean, technically it's not wasted. You usually get something, but I've actually bought like an ebook from a place that was saying that they were reporting to the credit bureaus, and they actually wasn't. It was like way overpriced. Like, I'm paying for an ebook that's like $100. You know what I mean? You paying for this ebook just so they can report, but that's a part of building that credit up for your business. You do not have to purchase any additional service from DUNS. It's a free application, y'all, and they're going to call you. They're going to try to sell you stuff. And they're going to have like lawyers.com or something. One of them called me and they offered me all it. Do you want to restructure your business? Because we can do like, no, you want to charge me to do an S Corp, and I just started my business. I'm not making $50,000 a year yet. So the way that they do it is they have these different pieces in place, and everybody's trying to make their money. Do not order anything else other than your DMB Dun & Bradstreet number. So this is the end of day 2. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them in the chat. If you want a different platform, you can, comment in the Zoom. But for homework, I want everybody to look at a brand, and I'm going to send out the link. Basically, I want people to, I'm going to send you a company. And with this particular company, I'm going to ask you what's most noticeable about their brand. How do you consider their brand, whether it's good, bad? Like Ford, a lot of people that lost faith in Ford. Ford doesn't have the best brand at this point, but you have other car companies that's known to actually produce good cars. So I'm gonna send you a name, and I'm gonna send everybody the same link, and I just want to know, how do you feel about this particular brand? And that's what building your brand is all about. Your brand is about your colors. Your brand could be about a certain font. Your brand could be about a certain look or aesthetic. And that's what people see visually. They know your logo, or they know, your particular, it could be a square, like with Ford, you see that little swan, whoop, whoop, that's it. With Nike, you see a check, you see the polo man. So that's just the representation of the brand. But what the actual brand is, what you think about this particular brand. How do you feel about this particular brand? So You can be a high level brand. You can be they call it a differentiation strategy, where you're differentiating yourself from the other people that's in your actual market. And that could take a little more money. It could take more time building a brand. And you never want to be the cheapest person in the field, because all that is a race to the bottom. When you compete on price, you're setting yourself up for failure. Because if I say, hey, I'm selling my knickknack at $5, somebody could say, okay, I'm selling the same knickknack at $4.50. Then you come back and say, well, now I'm selling a knickknack at $4. Pretty soon you're going to be fighting for this sale and not even making money, because the knickknack may have cost you $3.75 to actually purchase. So you never want to compete on price. It's setting yourself up for failure. It's always good to compete on differentiation. So with your particular brand, your differentiation strategy may be, okay, it's 6 barbershops within a 3-mile radius. I offer a high quality service. I wash hair, I shampoo, you got a manicurist in there. You offer hors d'oeuvres when people walk in. You have a different type of security there. Whatever your brand is, and you're building your brand on, that's what you push out to the public. Look, y'all, we have the most quality service in the area. Because just competing on price, you're setting yourself up for failure, because you'll start doing haircuts at $20. Then you look up to $15. Pretty soon you'll be down to $10 and not making money. So we need to understand what the brand actually is. So once you go through all of the things that I just walked you through, then you want to make sure you got a business logo. You want to make sure everything that's conducive to separating your business from the next business is loud and clear. People should understand this is such and such business. I know that they stand for this. So if your business is bad business, people can't get through to your customer service. One thing about me, and I have clients that somewhere, like, one thing about me, I answer that phone. If I miss that call and we need to text because I'm busy, like right now, I'm getting calls. I'm getting text messages. So I can't respond because I'm in the middle of something. But if I'm not in the middle of something, I respond. So by the time I'm not responding, my clients are already understanding that, okay, he must have been busy. Sometimes it's late. Sometimes people apologize and I know it's late, but I'm like, look, I'm here. As long as I'm up, I'm answering the phone. Now, I may not be able to do that as I continually progress and I end up with 100 clients. I mean, I can't answer for everybody all day. So maybe then I'll shut the phone down at certain times. Like, look, man, call me between 9 and 7. My business phone is off at 7. But a lot of times I'm dealing with entrepreneurs and they may work at a certain time, or they may, do whatever they do. They may be a lawn service. So they may cut lawns all through the day and not be able to contact me until 7 or 8. So as a business, you have to understand the people that you're working with, and you have to be able to apply yourself to whatever they need. You need to be able to, because they're your clients. And that's the benefit of paying someone to do something, is that you're saying, look, I hired you to help me. It don't mean you owe me, but it means, look, I paid you to help me. So when I get those phone calls, I'm coming. Look, I don't even answer a lot of my personal calls on first ring. When I see a client calling, I'm, hey, how you doing? Even if we're not, it's not a credit client where you're paying me every month or something. I can still pick up, what's up? This good? Yeah, okay, well, I won't be able to do it to this time. Whatever it takes. And sometimes I'm kind of bad on the monthly. I'm supposed to do a monthly update. Sometimes it turned into a 6-week update. Yeah, okay, look, I put your stuff in, it's this and that. You know what your credit score looking like, but we all good, everything in motion. So at least I'm able to communicate, look, I got you. You want to make sure your client has realistic expectations and that you follow through with everything that you promised before they gave you $1. So if anybody else is I don't have your email, you can put your email in the chat and I will send the homework link, and I will send a link to day 1 if you don't have that, or I will send a link to this. This link will be ready. It's about 3. This link will be ready and up probably before 4:35, depending on loading speeds. And we'll get right back to this tomorrow, guys. Like, I want to make sure that I'm providing enough quality that people are happy. I don't care if it's free. I want to make sure that everybody get what they came for, if that's just some good understanding, and we all locked in. So thank you, Taisha and Saniqua, for sticking through. Jeter had an issue with his connection. He ended up moving over to Facebook. Thank you to everybody on Facebook, and thank you to everybody that tuned in on YouTube and everything else. Is any questions before I click off? All right, so it must have been a good day. Y'all enjoy y'all day. We're gonna be right back tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm actually covering business credit building and business funding and some of the requirements. So tune in tomorrow. We're gonna go through that and we're gonna get right back to business. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day.